Words of Sri Aurobindo from the book The Mother, with letters on the Mother by our Lord, page 128, topic Openness to the Mother's force and avoidance of other forces. Sri Aurobindo says, keep yourself open to the Mother's force, but do not trust all the forces. As you go on, if you keep straight, you will come to a time when the psychic becomes more predominantly active and the light from above prevails more purely and strongly, so that the chance of mental constructions and vital formations mixing with the true experience diminishes. As I have told you, these are not and cannot be the supramental forces. It is a work of the preparation which is only making things ready for a future yoga siddhi. Let the Mother's power work in you. Our Lord says, let the power of the Mother work in you, but be careful to avoid any kind of a mixture or substitution in place of either a magnified ego working or a force of ignorance presenting itself as truth. Aspire especially for the elimination of all obscurity and unconsciousness in the nature. Next topic, the only way to succeed. Sri Aurobindo says, there is in a very fundamental part of your nature a strong formation of ego individuality which has mixed in your spiritual aspiration a clinging element of pride and spiritual ambition. This formation has never consented to be broken up in order to give place to something true or divine. Therefore, when the Mother has put her force upon you, or when you yourself have pulled the force upon you, this in you has always prevented it from doing its work in its own way. It has become itself building according to the ideas of the mind or some demand of the ego, trying to make its own creation its own way by its own strength, its own sadhana, its own tapasya. There has never been here any real surrender, any giving up of yourself freely and simply into the hands of the Divine Mother. And yet, that is the only way to succeed in supramental yoga. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, to be a yogi, a sannyasi, a tapasvi is not the object here. The object is transformation, and the transformation can come. It can be done only by a force infinitely greater than your own. It can be done by being truly a child in the hands of the Divine Mother. Sri Aurobindo continues to say, everyone who's turned to the Mother is doing my yoga. It is a great mistake to suppose that one can do the Purna Yoga, that is, carry out and fulfill all the sides of the yoga by one's own effort. No human being can do that. What one has to do is to put oneself in the Mother's hands and open oneself to her by service, by bhakti, by aspiration. Then the Mother, by her light and force, works in him so that the sadhana is done. It is a mistake also to have the ambition to become a big Purna Yogi or a supramental being and ask oneself how far I have got towards that direction. The right attitude is to be devoted and given to the Mother and wish to be whatever she wants you to be. The rest is for the Mother to decide and do in you. Sri Aurobindo says, if there is a refusal of the psychic, new birth, a refusal to become the child, newborn from the Mother, owing to attachment, to intellectual knowledge, or mental ideas, or some vital desires, then there will be a failure in the sadhana. Next topic, the vital's resistance to surrender. Sri Aurobindo says, I have said that the human vital does not like to be controlled or dominated by another. And I said that also was a reason why sadhaks find it difficult to surrender to the Mother. For the vital wants to affirm its own ideas, impulses, desires, preferences, and to do what it likes. It does not want to feel another force than that of its own nature, leading or driving it. But surrender to the mother means that it gives up all the personal things and allow her force to guide and drive it in the ways of a higher truth which are not its own ways. So it resists, does not want to be dominated by the truth light, and the mother's force insists on its own independence and refusal to surrender. These ideas of breakdown and personal frustration are again wrong suggestions, and the dissatisfaction with yourself is as harmful, almost as dissatisfaction from the mother would be. It prevents the confidence and courage necessary for following the path of the sadhana. You must dismiss these suggestions from you. Next topic, necessity of a surrender to the mother. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, there is not much spiritual meaning in keeping open to the mother if you withhold your surrender. Sri Aurobindo says, self-giving or surrender is demanded of those who practice this yoga, because without such a progressive surrender of the being, it is quite impossible to get anywhere near the goal. To keep open means to call in her force to work in you, and if you do not surrender it, it amounts not to be allowed the force to work in you, or else only on condition that it will work in the way you want and not in the way that what the divine truth wants. A suggestion of this kind is usually made by some adverse force, by some egoistic elements or mind or vital which wants the grace or the force, but only in order to use it for its own personal use or its own purpose. And it is not willing to live for the divine purpose. It is willing to take the form of the divine all it can get, but not to give itself to the divine. The soul, the true being, on the contrary, turns towards the divine and is not truly willing, but eager and happy to surrender. In this yoga, says Sri Aurobindo, in this yoga, one is supposed to go beyond every mental idealistic culture. Ideals belong to the mind and are half-truths only. The mind too is more often than not satisfied with merely having an ideal, with the pleasure of idealizing, while life remains always the same, untransformed or changed only a little and mostly in appearance. The spiritual seeker, says our Lord, the spiritual seeker does not turn aside from the pursuit of realization to mere idealizing. Not to idealize, but to realize the divine truth is always his aim, either beyond or in life also. And in the later case, it is necessary to transform mind and life, and cannot be done without surrender to the action of the divine force or the divine mother. To seek after the impersonal is a way of those who want to withdraw from the life, but usually they try by their own effort and not by opening itself or themselves to the superior power or to the ways of surrender. For the impersonal is not something that guides or helps, but something to be attained. It leaves each man to attain it according to his own way and capacity of his nature. On the other hand, by opening and surrendering to the mother, by opening and surrendering to the Divine Mother, one can realize the impersonal and every other aspect of the truth also. Thus, by opening and surrendering to the Divine Mother, one can realize the impersonal and every aspect of truth. The surrender must be necessarily be progressive. No one can make the complete surrender from the beginning. So, it is quite natural that when one looks into life, one can find its absence. There is no reason why the principle of surrender should not be accepted and carried out steadily from stage to stage, from field to field, applying it successively to all parts of the nature. It is then the sankalpa, sankalpa to surrender. But the surrender must be to the mother, not to the force, but to the mother herself. If the psychic is able to manifest, it will not ask you to surrender, but to surrender to the mother is what it asks. If the psychic manifests, it will not ask you to surrender to it, but to surrender to the mother. So the best way to live in the psychic being for that is always to surrender to the Divine Mother, and that can lead the others in the right way. For control, one has to centralize somewhere. Some do it in the mind, above the mind, others do it in the heart, and through the heart in the psychic center. These are the words of our Lord Sri Aurobindo.